Alright, so Ricky Camera Perspective. Today we have Diabla, and in this video we're going to be going over the working number. So right now she's on the 1900S Black Edition. The collar is already fitted on her left side as high as possible. So with your flat collar, if you're set up here, the E-collar is above. Again, it's super fitted. You have a button on the collar itself to turn it on. You have a button on the remote to turn it on. Blue is fully charged. Purple is it's gonna die like 50%, and then red is it's gonna die. So blue, purple, red. Here she's shaking a little bit. She's a softer personality dog. So just heads up on that. So that's something we might notice throughout the training, is that she might just be super soft with the training. You know, she's a bull terrier, or she can be super hard, not hard, but like tough with the e-collar. We'll just have to see. But on our remote, we have a few functions. You have the bumpy button on the right side, a smooth button below the bumpy button. Those are stimulation buttons. Those are the buttons we're going to be using for training. Now the front button is called page. It's the vibration function. We don't use that for training. We only use it to see if the collar's on or off. So instead of like feeling the stimulation, I can just feel the vibration, make sure it's on, and then I'll just go ahead and put it on Diabla. And you have your dial on top to increase and decrease the numbers. So right now we're at 0. And again, this video we're going to be finding her training number, or her training number, as it's also called. We're also going to be finding 3 other things in this video. So it's connection, perception, working. Connection is when you'll start to see the twitch on Diabla's neck, because we're going to start low and work our way up. So we might see a twitch, but then Diabla's still sitting here like this. So that means she's feeling it, or I see it, the physicality of the twitch, but she's not really caring about it. As I increase, I might see her look around or do a little like, what was that? That's called perception. It's like if a dog sees like a fly, and like they're like, what's that? Or maybe she sees a dog, and then she's kind of like, she'll pause, like she's loading on a dog. She'll pause and look around, what was that? And then go back to the dog. That's perception. They know, they're starting to perceive it, but they still don't care about it. And we want to reach a number that is causing her some concern. So that as we increase it, this is called the working number. This is when we'll see some sort of movement from Diabla, some sort of shift in her behavior. So let's say she's sitting here. If I get the working number and I tab, maybe she'll move to my right side, lay down, or just move in general. Now we're not looking for crocodile rolling, yelping, or freaking out or anything like that. Now if we do get a yelp, it's pretty much because we catch the dog off guard for the first time, so that's usually normal. But those are the 3 things we're going to be looking for: connection, perception, and working. And just those are just things to identify. So like if you see a twitch, you'll know, okay, that's connection, because she's not really caring about it. I see the twitch, it's just connection. Or maybe when she looks around, but she's not really moving for it, that's perception. And working is when she's kind of like showing the most concern of like, okay, this is really bothering me, I need to figure out how to turn this off. So how we're going to find that working number is we're going to start low and work our way up. So we're going to start at 5, and we're going to go in increments of 5. Now, what I'm also going to be saying is tap. So if I say tap, I'm pressing the button once. If I say tap, tap, if I say tap, 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 I press it 3 times in that rhythm. If I say tap, 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 I'm just pressing it really fast. So anytime I say tap, that equals 1 press of the bumpy button, which is Nick. Again, we're using the bumpy button, which is Nick. The smooth one's called continuous. The difference is if I hold on Nick, it goes tap. If I hold on continuous, it goes tap until I let go. There's about a 12-second or 10-second safety thing where if I hold it for more than that time, it'll just turn off. So again, we're using the bumpy button just because continuous, it doesn't allow the brain to kind of process what's going on, just because it's too much power. It's also stronger than Nick if you tap it as well. So here we're just going to watch Diabla. I'm at 5, so it's going to be a tap, 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 10, tap, tap, tap. Okay, try 15, tap, 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 20, tap, 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 25, tap, 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 30, tap, tap, tap. So I see the twitch already. 35, tap, 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 40, tap, tap, tap. Still the twitch. She's just not moving from the down. I'm gonna see if I can get her up from this down. 45, tap, 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 50, tap, 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 55, tap, 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 60, tap, 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 65. Let's see what she does here. What are you doing? Silly girl. 65, tap, 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 70, shh, tap. Okay. So one tap got her to sit. Tap, tap. Okay, try 3 more taps on 70. Tap, tap, tap. 75. Tap, tap, tap. 80. Tap, tap, tap. 85. Right, tap, tap, tap. 90. Tap. Wait. Tap, tap, tap. 95. Tap, tap, tap. Try 95, 3 taps again. Oops. Tap, tap, and tap. So each tap got her to like move back like half a step. So that's the most I've gotten. Below that, she was just taking the hit. She did not want to move. So then 95, we ended up at. Now, again, it's normal to be at a high number for the first time because it's the first time. And we're also in an environment that's still brand new to her. So there's a lot of things going on. So the number may be higher in this environment. Not that much activity going on, but we're gonna see how this number changes. It's probably gonna dip down just because as we go through the training, she'll become more sensitive to it, or it could stay the same. We're gonna see how this progresses. So that's how you find the number. You're gonna start low, work your way up. And it's always gonna change. So maybe when she's back home with her owner in like her comfort zone, maybe this number's lower because of the context. And then maybe we take her to dog parts, it's 20 increased. The weather also depends on it. If one handler walks with her, then maybe you have a friend walk with you, or like it's just the picture changes for Diabla, then the number could increase. If she's in the home and you have the e-collar, maybe her number is the lowest as it can be because again, she's in her comfort zone. So the number is always going to be changed. So once you find your number, or once you start to see it change in these videos, don't get married to it. Don't think that it should always be that specific number because again, it's always going to change. Diabla will let you know what's too high and what's too low. From what I see so far, is a dog that's very stressed and wants to kind of get away from this or wants to shut down. So as we go along to the training, for the beginning, we're going to see her become very stressed. Again, as we keep repeating things, you'll start to see a boost in her confidence of her like just thinking, oh, That's all I have to do. So for e-collar for a dog like this, it tends to be healthy. It's good communication, so that's all she's needing. But that's how you find the number. And we're going to go ahead and find it again in our next video, which is going to be heel, just to see how it's changed by then. But other than that, just a heads up with the dog with this type of fur, the thin coat. If you have it on for more than an hour, I'd say at the hour and a half mark or at the hour, you want to make sure that you rotate the e-collar to the other side of the neck just to avoid any pressure sores. It's not from the stimulations, from the two contact points being stuck in one place for a certain period of time. If you notice that after an hour or an hour and a half, there's no marks or no redness, then you can go ahead and switch it, maybe try 2 hours and see how that looks. But you always want to do it in increments just to see where she can get a pressure sore. But again, just keep an eye on that. Other than that, nothing out of the ordinary with Diabla. It's normal to start high and then go low and then go high again. Hi, it's San Miguel Perspective. Today we have Diabla. In this video, we're going to be going over the heel command. Heels walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. So if I take 5 steps with Diabla, Diabla takes 5 steps. If I take 10, she takes 10. If I come to a stop, she's to automatically sit on. I'm going to try on my left side. On my left side with her right shoulder parallel to my left leg with a loose leash in any environment. The leash should be what we want to see is a J. And there's a specific way we also hold our leash. So right now I got my right thumb through the loop like this, so it's locked here, and the e-collar will be in my right hand. With my leash, the rest of it, I'm going to put it over my pointer finger, a little lock over my pointer finger, and I'm going to take it up to about here. About here is good. So right now, I've created a J. The J ends right at the armpit because if it's too low, below the armpit, she's going to step over and it's just to be a constant pause and adjust. If it's too high, which means we're taking too much leash, then she's going to walk next to me because I'm forcing her because of the leash. Here, I'm giving her the slack so that we can see the mistakes because we can only teach something if do the mistakes for Diabla. So what I'm going to be doing is, I'm not using any words because this is the first part of heel. We're only shaping the behavior. Is you're going to find that I'm walking basically back and forth. So I'm going to walk forward, and Diabla is right shoulder is. It's probably going to pass me. I don't think she will just because how already glued she is with me. She's just trying to get under me and be really close with me. So we'll see what happens. So anytime Diabla's right shoulder passes your left leg, what you're going to do is an immediate 180 to your right, back the opposite way. And it's very flowing. And you're also not stopping or anything. You're not doing like a right turn and then you come back and then you go back. It's immediate, like a pivot. So if I'm walking, it's just going to be just like this, and then just like this. What we're also going to be doing when we're turning is tapping. So if she's here, we're good. If I walk, we're good. Then she passes me. I'm going to turn. I'm going to tap, tap, tap. Once she comes back to my side, the pressure turns off. Other things Diabla may do is go to my right side. So if she goes to my right side, what I'm going to do is give gentle pressure back to my left, pair that with the e-collar. So those are like the two main things I'm going to be doing throughout this video. E-collar is basically telling her wrong, wrong, and then if she lags, what you want to do in that instance is continue moving forward, and pressure turns on as well. So only once she's here on my left side with her right shoulder parallel to my left leg is when pressure turns off. So then it's teaching her that, okay, if that's wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong, and if this is right, I might as well stay here. The reason why the turn on is very important is because when I walk and she passes me, I'm correcting her with the e-collar, but then I'm redirecting her with the turn. So that's why the turn is important. Other trainers, when they teach heel, they'll tend to say heel and then pull back and tap. For that, it's too many dots to connect for the dog. Redirecting them tends to be easier, and from what we have seen, it's quicker and it's a clearer It's a clearer picture for the dog. So what you don't want to do again is just tap and pull back. You always want to do the 180. This is forever. Always 180 to your right and tap whenever Diabla passes you. So again, I have my J. I'm going to go ahead and we ended up at 95 for her working number. So I'm going to start low, work my way up again. I'm going to start at 20. Just tap, tap, tap. Just 30. Tap, tap. Okay. We're going to start at 30. So here I'm going to walk forward. I'm not saying any words, by the way. A reminder. And then tap, 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 tap. Here she comes. Good. Bump it to 30. I'll try 40. Good. I had a feeling she might be a lagger or go to my right side. I don't think she was going to pass. And then tap. Good job. So the difference there, when she's passing me, is that when I was on 30, it took me 4 taps, and then she finally moved up to catch up. But then 40, it took 1 tap, and she immediately got back to my left side, or my left leg. Okay, tap again. Good girl. Good. Slow turn. Good job. Give a tap to her to catch up. Good. Slow turn. Good. She corrected herself there. She started lagging, and I started to speed up a little bit. Good. Slow walk, but I'm keeping my forwardness. Slow turn. No taps because she's following me. No, see, there was no tap there. She immediately just caught up, which is good. Good tap. Good job. Slow walk, and then stop. Good girl. Good job. Good. We're gonna do one more lap. I'll walk forward and then tap. Now here, pull to my left, tap. Good job. And then slow to a stop. Good girl. Good job. Good, so nothing out of the ordinary again. Responds very well to it, and nothing out of the ordinary when we found that number again. 95 again, it's normal to start high and end up low the next time, because now she has understood that, okay, I feel it now. I know this is here at 95 it took. But then when I went down to 40, she already knows that the feeling is there, so then 40 she became more sensitive to it. So that's why we always want to find the number again, just for the first time. But for you would find it, and then maybe try finding it again, and then heal, or then take her for the walk. So that's like before activities. You always want to find the number first. And we'll talk about that more towards the end of the video. So the next part we're going to do for the obedience part here is that I'm going to go ahead and start working the automatic sitting. So automatic sitting is when I come to stop, she automatically sits. We don't say sit, it's just part of heel. So every time I come to stop, the butt goes down. The way we teach is that we're going to gently pull up on my leash. So right now my leash is slack. I'm going to go ahead and just give gentle guidance like this, and pair that with the e-collar. As soon as you see the butt start to go down, the pressure turns off, and then I'm going to keep doing a few laps and keep repeating this behavior. She's already been doing it. The reason why this, and we haven't gone over this, the reason why this is most likely happening is just because of how focused she is. So for some dogs, they start doing it, and then eventually we'll have to make it happen, because at one point they might not sit. So it happens eventually either way. But just letting you know that we have not done anything with the automatic sitting. It's just been something that she's been already doing. I'm guessing just because of how focused she is. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk forward with Diabla and give a tap. Good girl. I'm gonna slow to a stop. And good girl. Good, walk forward. Good, slow to a stop. Good. Do a turn here. And slow to a stop. Good job, good girl. Good. Walk forward. Slow to a stop. And good. One more. So here she's in front of me. What you want to do is just kind of walk through her. And then slow to a stop here. Good. Now I'm not going to be too picky about it, but if this happens, again, for now, I'm just walking forward. In the second video is when we'll cover a specific topic that will kind of address this behavior. But one of the reasons why she's doing this is because so far the only direction I've been going in has been the right. So she's already kind of being ahead of the game. So that's why this is happening. Again, in the next video is when we'll go over like how to fix that. Other than that, last topic we'll go over is her release command. So break. Break is when she's out of this command where she can do her doggy stuff. So smell, run, play, poop, pee. So how we do that, if you already have a word, you can continue using it. You don't need to switch to our word, but we're going to be using break. So it's easier for outside just because it's providing them a picture of a different, what's it called? A different texture of the ground. So right now you'd be on the sidewalk. If I wanted to teach her break, I would come to stop, cue the word break, and then pull her onto the grass just like that. Good, and then she can do her thing. Again, she's probably going to be glued to you. So in that part, it's just really just ignoring her. A lot of times owner would say, Diabla, go potty, or they'll talk to the dog. Dog doesn't know what you're saying, they just hear the sweet talk, so they think they're doing something correctly, so it's not helping anything. If anything, it's just encouraging her to be more glued to you. Other than that, we'll speak about how to practice and everything, and like the second part of heal, it's when we'll use the word heal and kind of give you the complete part 1 and part 2 of heal, and it'll make more sense on how to practice and everything. But right now, just wanted to shape the behavior. So once the behavior is consistent, which is it's pretty consistent, we're going to do some more work though. That's when we'll start to add the word heal to the behavior we've created. Again, that's why we're not saying heal, because I don't know if she knows heal. And even if she did know heal, we would always just reteach it our style. And then once we create that consistent behavior, then we'll call it heal. Hi, it's San Miguel Canine Perspective. Today we have Diabla. In this video, we're going to be going over heal part 2. So heal part 2 is just kind of covering how to use the word heal, and then like certain exercises and behaviors to teach Diabla while we're in heal. Excuse me. So the word heal means kind of walk with me. So heal doesn't mean like if I'm facing Diabla, if I say heal, it doesn't mean come to my left side, flip and sit. That's something else. That's called finish. Heal is again kind of walk with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of drill it out a bit. I'm going to say heal, and after you say the word heal, the left leg needs to lead. So it's going to be heal, left leg, heal, left leg, and heal, left leg. Technically, on a real walk, if you're walking with Diabla, you say heal once. You don't need to say it again because you're already in it. So it'll be heal, you come to stop, she sits, good girl, and you'll just leave the left leg, no words. But now, just for now, what we're doing is speeding up the conditioning process of her getting used to hearing the word heal, seeing the left leg move. So here, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Heal, left leg. Good. And if she doesn't follow, we'll give a tap. So I'm going to give a tap here just for her to catch up. Good. Slow to a stop. Yeah. Heel, left leg. Slow to a stop. Good. Heel, left leg. Slow to a stop. Good. Heel, left leg. Good. Slow walk. Slow turn. Good. Tap for her to speed up. Good girl. Good. Slow turn. Good girl. Heel. Left leg. And we'll slow down to a stop. Good. Good. So nothing out of the ordinary. It's very easy, very simple to use. It's just as long as saying the heel and the left leg moves and you're tapping when she doesn't follow. We only say it once to start the walk. We don't say it to correct the dog or remind the dog. That's what the e-collar is for. So we need to say it once and we make the command happen with the e-collar. So that's heel. We're gonna go over left turns and right turns now. Left turns and right turns. So throughout this video and the last video, first video of heel, I've been saying slow, slow to stop, slow, and a slow turn. 4 to 5 steps is good. But the reason why we slow down, there's 2 reasons. The first reason is to be fair to Diabla. So if I'm walking at consistent speed for 30 minutes and all of a sudden I just stop, I don't expect Diabla to stop and sit on the, you know, at the moment, because she's not a robot, she's an animal. So we need to kind of be fair to her. So the slow down is to let her know, hey, something's gonna happen here, and then if we stop or return, that's just kind of up to whatever the handler's gonna be doing at that point. Same thing of turns, slowing down before we turn. So we like to compare it to like driving. So if you're driving, no one abruptly slams the brakes, everyone has to slow down to do something else. Letting know the other driver behind them that, hey, there's gonna be a change here. So it's the same thing. We need to be fair to her. Now the second reason we want to slow down is to make sure she's paying attention, because if we slow down and we do our part correctly, but then Diabla continues to move forward, then that's on her. She's not paying attention. So then instead of doing the turn or stop or whatever you wanted to do, you would do the 180 to your right tap to correct her from passing you. So those are 2 reasons why we're doing that slow down. So we're gonna go over left turns first. When we're turning left, we're gonna lead the right leg to the left direction. So same thing there. So we always use the opposite leg to the direction we're going. Then left turns, we lead with the right leg. Right turns, we lead with the left leg. So I'm gonna go and say heel, tap. Good. So I'm gonna slow first. I see Diabla's paying attention, so I'm good to do the turn. So it's gonna be right leg, right leg. So if her head is in my way, I'm gonna have to just run into her, because we're teaching her boundaries of that. If you're too close, this is gonna happen, because it's gonna fix that when she curls around my leg. So I'm gonna slow first, good. Right, left, right. Good. Slow down first. Good girl. Right leg, right leg. Now she's kind of getting out of my way, which is good to see. So slow down first. Good. Right, left, right. Slow down first. Give a tap for her to catch up. Good. Right leg, right leg. Good. We like to tell the owners when to slow down to a stop, to use the cracks in the sidewalk for a guide. So as I'm approaching a crack, this right leg will land on the crack, the left leg will land on the crack, and the next right leg is going off the crack the opposite way. Slow, good, right, left, right. What else? So those are left turns. There are the more difficult ones. They're very marching band like turns. You're making just like a square. What else? So you're just like, yeah, you're just making a square, and you want to have some oomph with it and be very forward. If she's in your way, go through her. So those are the left turns. Right turns are easier. We lead with the left leg. So it's going to be heel, left leg. I'm going to slow first. She's paying attention, good. I'm going to lead that left leg, go back on the right, back on the left. I know that was kind of difficult to see. So slow down first. Diabla's paying attention, good girl. I'm going to lead with the left leg, go back on the right, and then back on the left. Good. Slow first. Left leg, left leg. Good. Tap for her to catch up. Good job. Slow. Left, right, left. So now I'm going to go ahead and begin mixing them together, left turns and right turns. So I'm going to slow down. Here I'm going to do a left turn. Right, left, right. Slow. Right, left, right. I kind of stuttered there. Good. Slow. Here's a right turn. Left leg, left leg. Good. Tap. Good job. Slow. Left leg, left leg. Good girl. Here's a left turn. Slow. right, left, right. Good. Good. So nothing out of the ordinary with Diabla. She did good. Yeah. Good. I'm putting her down. Down, tap. Tap. That's fine. Almost. Wait. Good. Oh, she got up. Just tap, 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 tap. Wait, and good. What did I say? Good. I put her down just because I know I'm going to talk for a little bit, so I'm going to kind of beat her to the punch. If she wants to lay down while she's sitting, I'll just tell her down now, so I don't need to worry about it later. But good. So there, she just looked a little bit confused. The order of the videos are, we already done down before this video. So here, I went up to 81 to kind of get her to, again, she's very flighty, very shy girl, so all that she's needed is just more exposure with the commands to kind of get over that hump. But with heel practicing, you're gonna go ahead and collar her up, find your number, or no, collar her up first, bring her outside, potty, 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 get the stuff out the way first, then find your number, you're gonna say heel, and then you're gonna start walking. You're gonna do 5 left turns, you're gonna do 5 right turns, you're gonna do 5 slow to stops. Think of that as your little warm up. After that's done, then you can do your actual walk. If you wanna give her another potty break, excuse me. If you wanna give her another potty break during your walk, you would slow to a stop first, let her sit, so you want it very structured. Before the grass, right? And then you're gonna say, break. And then you're gonna pull her away from you and then she can go potty. When you're done with your potty break, you're gonna say heel, make sure the left side is facing Diabla, you're gonna start walking away, tap if needed for her to close the gap. Other than that, nothing out of the ordinary, she did really good. And 3-error rule. If Diabla passes you 3 times, bump at 5. She passes you 3 times, bump at 5. And this is like for anything, so not just passing, but like maybe she wants to go say hi to someone, but she's done it 3 times already for 3 different people who passed, bump at 5. So anything that it can kind of transfer to. Good. Break. It's from UK's kind of perspective. Today we have Diabla. And in this video we're moving over the stay command. Stay is stay in the position spot you're in and don't move. Traditional stay. Right now Diabla's in a heel. A lot of owners or people would think that the command Diabla is in right now is sit. So sit is a part of the heel command, so it's automatic. So it's like a bundled together, so she's in the heel. And now if I want her to stay here, I can't say sit because sit means put the butt down, she's already putting the butt down. So what I'm gonna use is actually stay. There's a verbal and a visual for stay. There's the I'm saying stay, and then what I'm also gonna do is wave the left hand in front of Diabla's face. After that, I'm gonna go ahead and step out in front of Diabla, facing her, leading with my right leg. Excuse me. The reason why we want to start with the right leg is because left leg has already been used for heel. So if we're using the leg that's been drilled out for Diabla to make her move, it's going to be a little confusing for her. So the right leg, again, is just to help differentiate between the two. In more advanced training with the trainer, if they put a dog in the heel with no words said, if they come to a stop and then they start with the right leg, the dog automatically stays behind. It sounds very fancy, just about consistency. We're going to start low since we're teaching something new, so I'm at 25. So again, left hand stay. But what I'm gonna do before I pivot out in front of Diabla is shorten my leash. So about here would be good, just so if I'm giving that J, I'm not gonna be all the way up here. Make it life easier, be here. I'm gonna assume that the butt's gonna come up from the ground. If that happens, I'm gonna give pressure up and then pair that tension with the E collar. So right now, again, stay, good girl. Shorten my leash first. Right leg comes out facing Diabla like this. So the reason why you want your arm out like this is just one, keep her in the position, because if I'm relaxed, she'll kind of come to my side and I have to work my way to get her back in this position. But I'm keeping her here and there's no tension. I'm just ready to give it if she breaks. And then I'm gonna return to her side. Good girl. And then heel, and then I'm gonna come back and do a few more stays with the pivot of the right foot out in front of her. Good. Heel, left leg. Good tap. Good job. Good. Slow. Here's your left turn. Slow to a stop. Good job. I'll just go with her, so it's better for you to see an angle as well. So stay. Right leg out, facing Diabla. Return to her heel side. Good girl. And then heel. Good. She follows. Good. Good. Slow. And then come to a stop. Stay. Shorten my leash first. Right leg out, facing Diabla. Up, tap, 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 tap. Good, tap. Good job. Now I don't care if she's facing the other way. I just need her to stay in that position. She's the type of dog to always want to seek a safe zone. So I'm assuming that that next safe zone that's closest to her would be me under my legs. So then that's why I'm being very strict if you don't move. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to adjust myself here, is start introducing movement in my stays. So we'll start with the half circle. So I'm going to go ahead and walk to her right side here, and then go back to her heel side. So when we start introducing movement in the stay command, if the butt comes up from the ground as I'm moving, you want to stop first, pull up and tap until she sits. Because if we move and we're tapping, she's going to want to follow you, because the last time she felt this feeling on her neck was heel. Heel, and then tap. Good. That was 30, down to 23. Good. Good girl. Stay. And then up, tap, 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 tap. So here she's laying down. This is break and stay. So I'm gonna give a up and tap, 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 tap. Good. Tap. Okay, relax. Tap. Wait a moment. Good. Go to her right side. Up, tap, tap. Good job. Good. Okay, so here I just did a full circle. We usually warm the dog up to that, so it's like stepping out in front first, half circle a few times, full circle. But just because the way she was positioned, I ended up doing a full circle. So like we like to do it in increments, but this just happened. Good. I'm at 89 now. Good. We're gonna do a few more. Heel, left leg, and then tap. Good. I went back down to 34 for that. Good. Slow to a stop. Okay. Stay. Right foot out. That's fine. That's fine. Good. Full circle here. Up, tap, 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 tap. Good. If you find that you're using a lot of physicality, that's just because your number's too low. So there I was pulling and she was just coming still, and I increased up to 72. I'm gonna stay at 72. Good girl. Good. Heel, tap. Good job. Slow. And do a left turn here. Still cutting through. And then slow to a stop. Slow to a stop. Good girl. Stay. Right leg out. Facing her. And do a circle. We'll cap it there actually. We've done enough. That's fine. That's all fine. So this is Diabla standing, my positioning. This is Diabla sitting. Diabla was sitting, but she was still moving like this, just twirling. That's fine. It's going to go away as we keep practicing. That's just her being just very focused on kind of what my behavior here. It's just when the butt comes up from the ground is when I'm going to pull up and tap, or if she lays down, I'm pulling up and tapping for that as well. What else? So again, nothing out of the ordinary from Diabla. Again, you see a lot of her just being insecure about. Sorry. You just you see her insecurity and she's not being confident in herself. So the more we repeat this, the more confident she'll get with the commands and with her decisions. So how to practice? It'd be, you come to the corner, you get that hand signal, the don't walk sign or whatever it is at the crosswalk. You do a stay, quick walk around, good girl. You get the walk sign, heel, and then you continue your walk. For potty, if she does like the number 2 or something, she does the number 2, and you have to pick it up, stay, pivot out, pick it up, return to her side, heel, good girl, continue walking, and then when you're gonna toss it, you give yourself and the garbage can space, and then you would do the stay, pivot out, toss it, and throw it away. Thresholds as well, you can use stay. Stay is the least used command in our program, just because heel, sit down, place, come, all have stays implied with them, so we don't say down, stay, sit, stay, place, stay. It's not like a sin or anything for us. It's just we don't use it. So if you want to use it, you can. It's just not really needed. The way our training goes. Hi, so we get the kind of perspective. Today we have Diabla, and this we're going to be going over the place command. Place is go to this object. She can sit, stand, lay down, turn a bone. Doesn't matter as long as she's not hopping off. Here we're using a lifted dog bed. We like these objects because it's lifted, so there's airflow, so the dog's laying on here for a long period of time. They don't get hot. It's also provides them a clear picture of the perimeter on the bed. So if because right here on this ground is like a little line, like a crack, like a little square here. So if I set place on this crack and then this is not place, it's hard for a dog to kind of differentiate between the two. So this is a clear change of the floor, and then it's just an object in front of her. So you can use whatever you want. You don't need to go out and grab one of these. You can use the yoga mat, the towel. If she has her own bed, you can just continue to use that. You can have more than one place, so you can have her bed. You can train her to do place on a yoga mat, and then you can keep the bed at home, take the yoga mat to like a patio or like a picnic area, whatever it is that you're wanting with that place that you would need to kind of move it. Or if you're going to like your parents' house, then you would go ahead and take that with. No one did. No. No one had time. What else? I was saying. Oh, again, more than one place, and then you can take that yoga mat to like your parents' house or to like any new environment where if you need place, you have that. What else? Best place. When to use it? I mean, if I had one owner who was like who would mop the floors, and then their dog would immediately run to the floor and lay on the wet floor, and then the dog had black hair. That I think that white floor. And then there's just black hair everywhere on the ground. So cooking, if the dog is there watching you, and then eating the dinner. So what would happen is they place a dog, cook dinner, eat, then they would give the dog attention or whatever it is that they wanted to address with the dog, but they just didn't like the dog in their kitchen, kind of stalking them and waiting for the food to drop. If you're gonna have guests come over and maybe they don't like dogs, even though she's super cute. I think she's a sweet dog. Bull Terriers do look tough, intimidating. So if you have got a person to come over and they're kind of shy of dogs, you can use a placemat, because again, maybe she doesn't have any issues with guests coming over. She's kind of fine. She's pretty sweet. Just use a place command, because then it shows your guests that you have control over your dog. And then, that space is created, so then your guests are going to feel more comfortable because like, oh, they've got that. So place can be used for a lot of things, just whatever you find useful in your home and everyday life. If it's raining, you can also use place. So how we're going to teach is that, again, we're going to create the behavior first. We're not going to use any words. I'm just going to, because right now she only knows that this feeling on her neck means to follow me. So now we're going to create a new meaning where it's to go there. So again, ended up at 40. I'm at 43. I thought I went to 40. We're at 40 for the heel. We're going to go ahead and dip down to, we're going to try 30, 35, because we're going to teach something new. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start close to the bed, like about a foot or two. And what's going to happen is that I'm not going to pretty much move my feet anywhere. I'm just going to use my arm to kind of guide her, just give tension to the bed, and pair this tension with the e-collar. As soon as you see Diabla start moving towards the bed, the pressure will turn off, and then she's technically turning off the leash pressure because she's moving with it. If she gets one paw and she stops, pressure with the leash kicks back in, and I tap again until she gets all 4 paws on the bed. Again, I'm keeping my feet planted, just because when trainers usually teach place, they'll say place, and from here, they'll walk all the way to the bed and bring the dog there. So then that walking back and forth tends to become part of the command. We don't want that. I want to be able to stand here, say place, and then the dog shoots there, does the work themselves. So that's an important part, is just keeping your feet planted. I'm going to go down 33 actually. So I'm going to walk to the bed, stop here, give gentle pressure to the bed, and then tap, tap, tap. Good. And good girl. Good job. Good. Now from here, things that usually are expected from dogs is like resistance. They usually don't want to give into the pressure, and they'll kind of go back with it, against it, or sometimes they'll go over it. So right here, nothing out of the ordinary. She pretty much just kind of gave into the pressure. Not right away, it's still kind of slow, but the fact that she made it easier was good. So from here, when I want her to hop off, this is when I'll use the break command to release her from the command. I just put her in this place. So I'm going to say break, good, and just kind of pull her off. And I'm going to do the same thing 4 more times on each side of the bed. I'm at 33 still. Good. So here, give tension and then tap. Tap, tap. Good job. Good. Break. Again, I'm not dragging her, just very light tension, just guidance. Good. Let her settle first. Good. She's relaxed. Gentle pressure to the bed, and then tap. Good girl. She's so small. Break. Good, so here, I'll pull her off because it's good that she's understanding what's going to happen, but I want to make sure she's going on my cue. So here, leash tension, tap, 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 and good. I went to a 34. Good, one more. Break. Good. On this last one, we're going to start introducing the next phase, which is tapping first, seeing what she'll do, because I want to make sure she's going to placement because of the e-collar, and then use the leash if needed. So my leash is going to remain slack, 34. Tap. Good job. Good girl. Okay, we're going to do 4 more of those. Break. I'm also slowly increasing my distance. Good. And tap. Good girl. Good job. Break. Good. And tap. 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 Try 42. Tap. Tap. And good girl. Break. 2 more. Good. Tap. 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 46. Tap. 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 Now you're seeing a twitch. 52. Tap. 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 Good. Well, it's a 93 there. Good girl. Good. 1 more. Break. Good. And then tap. That's fine. Good girl. Good job. So there, 93 hit, and then tap. Good. Wait a moment. Good job. So there, 93 worked here, but then 93 didn't work here. When I hit that, she immediately yelped and then it went to the bed, which is good, but then she immediately hopped off just because it was a higher power. So I stayed at 93, tapped again, and made her go back. Because usually owners will want to dip down and then try to make the dog go back on place or continue to go on place at a lower number because you're high. You technically want to stay at that number to let them know that, hey, I know I'm at a higher number, but you still need to go to place. So there I was just clarifying that it's a higher number, yes, but still you need to follow through the command. So now we're going to go dip down back to try 35. What else? Good, something out of the ordinary. She's really did really good. Just a little weird connection there. So here now she's stressed with the heavy panting in the salve, or yeah, just the heavy panting. So there's 2 parts to place. The first part is the send off, where it's just go there, stay there. I think it's Aspen. Yeah, because Otis is just head down, and I saw Aspen's head move with that last sound. Is that Aspen? Who is that? That white dog? What else? So yeah, 2 parts to place. Go there, stay there. We've been focusing on the go there part. The stay there part is what we're going to be working on now. So again, there's no stay to the command. It's just place, and the stay is implied. Magda, when you can, if you can close that white door, and we just keep it closed now because I think the heat's running in the back still, right? So I'm going to go ahead and release Diabla, and then I'm going to do just about 3 send-offs, and then with those 3 send-offs, I'm going to go ahead and wait a moment, and then I'll show you how we do the circle. So I'll just do right now actually. So here I'm at 33. I'm going to go ahead and just go in a circle around Diabla. Now if Diabla hops off the bed, I stop moving. I let her hop off, so I'm not going to stop her with the leash, and I start tapping until she goes back. If she needs help, like guidance, or I see her, she's kind of confused, then I'll go ahead and give her leash pressure back to the bed. Good. Break. Pull her off. Good job. Okay, we're going to do just 2 more. And we'll start using the word place. Good, so here's 28. Tap. Good. Good girl. Good job. Good. Do a little circle here. Good. Break. Pull, 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 pull. Pull her, pull her, pull her. Does anyone have the phone? All right. Good. So right here. Wait a moment. So here she tried going. That's fine. Good. And then tap. Yeah. Good job. Good. Go in a circle here. And good girl. Break. So that's just how we do the staying there part in our sessions. What we're going to go over now is the word place. So I'm going to go ahead and start saying place. Sorry. When I say place, I'm not tapping at the same time. I'm just going to say place. If she goes there, that's great. There have been no taps. Now if she doesn't go there, that's when I start tapping until she goes there. So here, just gonna let her settle for a bit. Good. And we're at 28. So here, place, tap, 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 tap. Good. We're up to 90. That's 93, 94. So here, the reason why I didn't help her, even though I saw the twitch and everything, is because that's connection. She's not moving, so I'm not gonna just make her move. I'm going to want to reach a number where she is moving, and then if I see her become confused, where she's like moving around my legs, and maybe she's trying to go the opposite way, then I'll give leash guidance. But there, she just wasn't moving. So here, just like what happened last time, I'm just gonna see how 38 looks, because we reached 90. She's like, okay, I have to go. So then she could become sensitive to it. So here, break, because what could be happening there is shutdown, or just like another form of, I don't know if you would call it another form of resistance, but she's just not wanting to move. So here we have the power to make her move. So after we've made her move with that much power, she can become sensitive to it. So here, place, tap. That was 37. Tap. 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 Good. So there she was moving around my legs. So I see, okay, she's moving because of the number. So she looks confused. So then I give her leash tension. Then she stops. She locks up. So I go up to 87. And I know I hear yelping, but she's not moving. So that's why because usually we'll say when you're too high, that's when the dog is yelping. That's when you're too high. But here, the context is it's frustration, because she's not wanting to move. When I give her leash pressure, she's like not moving, yelp, 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 then she moves. Now, if before, when I was at 93 here, and then I was 93 here, and I tapped. She got off. She yelped. No, I tapped. She yelped. She went on. She got off. I tapped. She yelped again and went back on. That's a high number. So here, break. It's gonna be 45. Good. Place, tap, tap, tap. And jump to 60, tap, tap, tap. 65, tap, tap, tap. 71, tap, tap, tap. 75, tap, tap, tap. 80, tap, tap, tap. 85, tap, or 86, tap, tap. 92, tap, tap, tap. 99, tap, 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 tap. There we go. And good girl. So again, shutdown behavior. She wants to lay down. She doesn't want to do it. She rolls on her back saying, I don't want to do this anymore. You have to do it. Good girl. Because it's like humans. If we know the speech we're going to give in class today is going to be stressing me out, you have to do it, or else we're never going to be overcome these certain things in life. And just makes for a better and confident person. I never liked speaking to a camera at first, but now since I've done it so many times, I was so stressed when I was first doing it. It's just like I can just talk now in front of cameras, which is really nice. So it's the same thing here. We just need to keep repeating, letting her know that we know we know you don't like this, but you have to keep doing it in order to kind of build her off of like this super soft, super shutty down kind of personality. So we're gonna go ahead and do, we did 1, 2, 3, we're gonna try two more. Break. Pull, 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 pull. Keep pulling her off. Good. This is 40. Good. Bring her to the mat. Place, and then tap. Good girl. Between the legs. Good job. Good. One more. Break. Pull, 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 pull. Good. Pause right here. Good job. Shh. Place. Tap. Good. We're gonna do, we got 2 good ones. Let's see if I can get 3 more of those type of responses. Good job. Good. Break. Pull her, pull her. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. Now I'm not tapping here, just want to pull her off. Good. And then place. And no taps. Good. Good job. Good. Break. Good job. 2 more. Good. Place. No taps. Good girl. Good. 1 more. Break. On and on this side. Okay, this one's a little farther. Good. Place. Tap. 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 Okay. Tap. 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 I'm bumping it at the same time. Tap. 65. 72. Tap. 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 Wait. 99. And good girl. So in between my legs is also a form of shutdown, or like kind of like trying to get away from the pressured behavior. So I stay in that, and I let her stay. I let her make that decision, and I tap to kind of flush her out, because I can easily just move my legs, or I can squeeze her out. That's great, but I want her to kind of realize that this can also tell you don't do that. So it's forcing her to flush out of there, which then results into the heavy panting and the drooling, because there has been now something in her life that's telling her to, nope, you gotta do it now. There's no backing away or anything like that. This is causing some sort of concern to her, where she's like, oh shit, I have to move from here. Other than that, nothing out of the ordinary. So every time we teach something, we're gonna see like a similar response to this. It's just that it's gonna get probably most likely easier and easier for her to catch on to the new things. Again, nothing out of the ordinary. Now the place command itself is, or how to practice it, would be here at the facility. What we have is we have columns and like a tether. So about this much is tied to a pole. And it basically gives the dog enough leash to get all 4 paws off the placemat to make that decision. So since she's new at this, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll start doing duration work. I can be down here training another dog, and then if she hops off, she's already tied to something. So she'll hop off, hit the end of the tether. I start tapping, and then she should just turn around and go back there. She has nowhere else to go, really. Oops, excuse me, she burped. So that's how we practice our duration work. Now you don't need to do 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You don't need to slowly increase it to an hour. We'll go straight into an hour, you can straight into 3 hours. You just dive into however long you're wanting Diabla to stay. So if you wanted to learn how to stay in the bed for 4 hours, you would practice for 5 hours technically. You always want to practice for more than you need, just so that when you need that much time, or like if you need 2 hours, you want 3 hours, because you want 2 hours to be just a breeze. What else? If you don't have this set up, what you would do is have a setup just like this. Who's doing that? You would want to set up just like this, and maybe bring this setup to like your couch or your office area. What you would do is you would drop the leash, step on it, have a seat, watch a movie, work from home, whatever you're going to be doing for a stationary stationary positioning for her, just to make it easier. And then you would slowly start to increase the bed to the corner of the room. That's what you will want to do in increments, because if you go off and start right away in the corner, again, you want to keep the leash on always. There's going to be a lot of walking back and forth, so there's going to be a lot of fixing and adjusting. So to make it easier, start close, then work your way out to your goal where you want her bed to be. You're going to want to repeat this over again. So just start tapping, see if she'll go to the bed or not. If she's looking confused, then you can go ahead and guide her to the bed. Once she knows that this feeling needs to go to that bed, so once it's consistent, tap, she goes, tap, she goes, tap, she goes, then you can go ahead and call that place. Other than that, you're just going to want to keep repeating it until it's consistent. When to take the leash off is when you find that you're not needing it anymore. Right now, I still need the leash, so you would keep it on. In the home, it might be easier for her, again, because she's in her comfort zone, so you might not need it as much, but the leashes should be on for the first beginning stages of when you practice place. It also depends on how much you're practicing place, because practice like here and there, because this is an easy command to teach. It's so easy for owners that sometimes they forget, or they think that the dog knows place is fine, well, we won't practice because it's easy. But then when they need the command, the dog is super messy with it. So you're going to want to practice here and there, just keep it fresh in her training. Come summertime, she'll be great at place, and you can just go straight into patios right then and there to kind of hang out with her, or spring, whatever it is. If she's on the bed and maybe she starts whining or chewing on the leash or chewing on her bed or growling or barking, whatever it is, you can tap that behavior as well. What might happen at first is she might hop off the bed because she's thinking that this tap was because of the bed. So if that happens where she hops off, you technically want to continue tapping. You won't repeat place, just continue tapping until she turns around and hops back on. We're not using repeats, we're not using stay, it's just place, stay there, don't move. Hi, it's San Miguel perspective. Today we have Diabla. In this video, we're going to be going over the down and sit command. So our downs are traditional lay down, don't move, and sit is the traditional put your butt down. So how we teach down is we're going to use leash pressure of the leash, obviously, but we're going to put the collar, like point it down, and I'm going to step on the leash, and then I'm going to pull up with my arm. So I'm going to step here. And I'm going to pull up, so it's going to give guidance pulling her down. With that guidance, it's just a little bit of tension towards the ground. I'm pairing that with the E-collar. I'm going to start low, work our way up. I'm going to start at 15, and then I'm not using any words, just shaping the behavior, letting her know that, hey, when you feel this, it means to lay down. Because like say if I told her to lay down, if I told her to down, and then usually dogs think of down as like a trick or like a little like fun thing to do. Now we're adding some more of a importance to it of like don't move for 2 hours or whatever it is you're wanting. So once we start to shape the behavior, then we'll go ahead and add the word phrase down. So you're going to give tension, and then 15, tap, 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 20, tap, 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 25, tap, 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 30, tap, 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 35, tap, 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 43, tap, tap, tap. See if I can give a little bit more guidance. Tap, 40 or 50, tap, 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 55, tap, 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 60, tap, 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 65, tap, 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 70, tap, 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 75, tap, wait, I'm going to keep my legs close and go under there, tap, 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 and tap, tap, wait, and yes, good girl. What was that at? And break. Pull, 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 pull. Good job. Give tension. Good, I'm gonna go down to 60. So there's just a lot of resistance of like, not too much like like visually resistance, but like mentally just kind of trying to turn off the pressure. Just because she's still stressed when she comes here. So give it tension and then tap. And good girl. Good job. And break. Pull, 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 pull. I'll give it a tap here to keep her moving. Okay, I'm gonna do 3 more. That's fine. Give tension and then tap. And tap. Tap. Yes, good girl. Good. Give me a break. And pull her away. Gonna do a few more. Give tension and tap, tap, tap. So I'll accept that. Shit, hold on. There we go. Good. Break. 2 more. Don't really want her to go between my legs because again, that's her kind of hiding. I don't want her to hide. Just want to be where she's at and then lay down. Won't get too specific though, or too soon. 33. Tap. 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 40. Tap. 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 40 or 50. Tap. 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 60. Tap. 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 And yeah, she's a good girl. Get one more. Break. Good. And this is 66. Tap. Good. Good job. So now what we're going to do, break, is we're going to get rid of the leash. So kind of get rid of the helper. And we're just going to start tapping. And then if needed, we'll go ahead and give her the leash guidance.
Oh, I did not see you in there. Oh.
Okay, gently pull up. Okay, so if this happens, that's great, but I need to teach it down, so I'm gonna pull her up, do a sit. I'm not tapping either. I won't confuse her too much. Good. Sit, come on. Good. Perfect. So now I'm just going to give a tap. 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 Who is that? Pittner? Good girl. Break. So that was good. Okay, come on. Tap. Good girl. Let's go. Get her moving. She's very soft. Good. And then no words, just a tap. Yeah, good job. Good. Break. Pull, 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 pull. Good job. And then we give a tap. It's fine. Good girl. 2 more. Break. And tap. Good job. Lower it. Good. Break. Now we're going to go ahead and start introducing the word down. So I'm going to say down. If Diabla lays down, there have been no taps. If he doesn't lay down, then we are tapping for her to go into a down. Pull, 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 pull. Tap, tap, tap. There we go. Pull up here. I'm gonna start tapping now, see if we can get her to. Okay, tap, 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 tap. That's fine. Good. Pull up, tap. That's fine. Okay. And tap, 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 tap. Wait. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Good job. Good. So this is nothing out of the ordinary for her. She's had moments where she wanted. I remember I brought her to the camera stand, and she wanted to hide under the camera stand. And max power. Max power to kind of get her to come out the stand. That's all I had. That's all we wanted. And it was very difficult for her. Again, she's very soft, wants to just shut down all the time. To fix this, it's just exposure to the e-collar. So her coming in once a day may not be enough for her to get acclimated to the environment. She needs to be here a little more often, maybe. But at the end of the day, it's not gonna be us handling the dog. So it's gonna be more walks, more times with the owners, and more letting her know that, hey, this feeling is not only in the facility, it's everywhere. This is life. And right now she's just associating with this place, so that's why she gets stressed out. So then we're kind of battling the stress of her still being here and a lot of other things. So here I'm gonna go ahead and start using the word. So I'm gonna say down and then tap. And yes, good girl. Okay. And then break. Good. Down. And yes. Good job. Good, no taps. Break. See if we can do 3 more. Down. And good girl. Good, 1, 2 more. Break. Good. Down. Good job. I'm not stopping her. Good. 1 more. Break. Pull, 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 pull. Good job. Down. And tap. 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 See if I can make her lay down over here beside me. And tap. Tap. And tap. Tap. And tap. Tap. Good girl. Good. So just from a dog like Diabla. Hey. Nothing out of the ordinary because she is a softer dog. So this is all normal. So for the duration part of down, if you wanted to do like a little circle, it's very similar to the stay, where we're stepping out. And then if she gets up, we start tapping. And an easier thing to do is dropping the leash, stepping on it, and pulling up to get her to kind of help her if needed. How to use it or when to use it. You can park at a bench, foot on leash, enjoy the environment. She's here, we're good. If I'm on a heel walk and I'm walking and I see someone I'm gonna talk to for a while, instead of having her sit in the heel until I'm done talking, I'll actually put her down, step on the leash, and have a conversation. Again, there's no saying stay, it's just down, the stay's implied, she doesn't move from that. Other than that, that's all. She did really well. Sit. So sit is kind of just put your butt down. Sit has already been shaped, so all we need to do is just say the word and then pull up and tap if needed. So here, break. Give her a tap to continue moving so I'm not dragging her. Good girl. Good job. So here she's not sitting. I'm gonna say sit, up, and then tap. And tap, tap, tap. Wait. Yes, good job. Good, so I'm gonna accept that Break. Awkward sit for now, just because I don't want to be too picky, and she's at least trying. All right, Diabla. Good. So here, she's standing. Sit. Up. Tap. And relax. Tap. Good. Good. Break. Come on, Diabla. Yes, good girl. Sit. Up. Tap. Wait. And that's fine. This is fine. Good. Break. So good, nothing out of the ordinary. She did really good. With these sits ended down, doing a sit from a down tends to be something that we won't do the first time. We'll go ahead and do that once she's just solid with the down. So once the down is solid, then we can start blending commands together. But that's later down the line. But good, she did really good, nothing out of the ordinary, and all this need is just practice. Hi, San Miguel perspective. Today we have Diabla, and in this video we're going to be going over recall. Recall is the come when called command. So when I call Diabla, she's to come to me. She can land front, left, right, behind me, as long as she's in a foot or two in my vicinity, in a sitting position. So that's how our recall goes. Our setup here, since I'm doing the recall, I'll have the long leash with my remote. Second handler Elias will be having the short leash. The short leash is to create separation, because we might get halfway and then we have to force separation, so we might see that Diabla might resist going in that direction or try to put the brakes on, because she knows that Enrique's going to call me. Why am I going to keep going over there? So if that happens, that's why we have the short leash. The long leash is to create the distance and to make the command happen. So if we want distance and we're only using short leashes, it's going to be very difficult if she gets confused or wants to go somewhere else. When you're handling the long leash, you want your right thumb to the loop like this with your remote. With this setup, I only need the pointer finger and my dial for the remote, which gives me 3 fingers available. So you'll hold the rest of the leash here, and with these 3 fingers, you'll reel it in just like that. Don't worry about carrying the rest of the leash, just let it hit the ground. Once you're done reeling it in, you want to lock it like that. The reason we're reeling in our leash is because I don't want Diabla to have 30 more feet to pass me as she's coming to me. And then the lock is just to keep her here. Because if we're reeling it in and then she's next to us and we drop it, again, she still has 30 feet. You don't want to hold it like this, because then you get rope burn. You just want to have that finger lock like that. So it's locked here. So we're going to go ahead and get set up. I'm going to bring Diabla to the end over here. And all we're going to do is just shape the behavior. First, we're not going to use any words. And we're going to use leash tension and e-collar. So right now my leash is slack. There's no tension. About right there was tension. So with that tension, I'm pairing it with the e-collar. I'm going to start tapping. And as soon as I see Diabla make her way to me and start moving towards me, I stop tapping. I'm going to take 3 to 4 steps backwards. And then after those 3 to 4 steps backwards, I'm going to hold, see what she does. If she stops halfway in the middle, I move back again, tap, tap, tap to get her to come to me. If she passes me, I turn, face her, and move back, tap, tap, tap to get her to come to me again. Again, she's supposed to land in a foot or two in my vicinity in a sitting position, left or front or rear, wherever it's at. The moving backwards is important. It's permanent. So every time Diabla is coming towards you, you want to move backwards. It's a visual for the dog, so I kind of it's like attracting them to something. Because if I'm just standing here, it's just, we think that the dog doesn't know where to go. So the moving backwards is just to kind of be inviting to them. So I'm gonna reel it in, and as soon as I feel tension, I'm gonna start tapping. So right about here, tap, 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 tap. Good. Tap. Good girl. 3 to 4 steps backwards. Hold right here. Reel in my leash. Here she comes. Yes, Diabla. Little tail wag. Wait. And yes. Good girl. That's a good girl. That's good. Break. 4 more. Tension and tap, tap, tap. Yes, good girl. Good job. Reeling in my leash. And good girl. Good, 3 more. Break. Tension, tap, tap. Yes, good girl. Good girl. 2 more? Break?
Yes.
Or 1 more?
No, it's 2 more.
Okay. 2 more. Tension, tap. 3 to 4 steps backwards, reeling my leash. And tap for the sit. Tap. Tap. Wait, and good girl. Good. Break. We'll go ahead and lower the number there. Oh. And 1 more. Actually, that was the 1 more, right? That was the 1. Okay, 1 more. Sorry. Tension and tap, tap, tap. Yes, good girl. Good. And good job. Good. Now we're gonna go ahead and advance forward. Break. We're gonna go ahead. Who was that?
Charlie Eagleman's dad.
Okay.
I guess he usually walk online boarding, but I guess he said he didn't really do his research. He said he doesn't know it, so I'm like, I'll just put it myself.
Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the e-collar first. So before we were using the leash to give guidance and then we're tapping. But now what we're gonna do is tap first, then give leash tension if needed. Okay, just gonna untangle that knot there. So the leash is slack. Got my 50 and tap, 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 tap. Good. I went up to 73. Good. Hold right here. And yes, good job. Good. Make her sit again. Tap, 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 tap. And good. Break. What? Here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Again, no words, no leash tension, leash slack. Tap, 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 tap. Good. And good girl. 3 more. Break. Good. Okay, so slack leash and tap, 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 tap. Good, here she comes. Good girl. Good, so that vocalization isn't the number being too high, it's just her being frustrated because she's still not moving. So I'm going higher, give it a tap. Yes, good job. Good. Okay, this is too far. So when this happens, you're gonna move backwards and tap, tap, good. I didn't even need to give her leash pressure. She immediately just kind of turned around to see where I was. Same thing here, it's too far, tap, tap, good. And this is perfect. Good. Good job. Break. Oh. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and add the cue. So we're gonna say Diabla come. Since I'm starting to see that about like 1 out of those 5 is when she had that shutdown moment when she went between Elias's legs. So that's telling me that she mostly understands what's going on. So once we start to see the dog is tap and she comes to you, we'll go ahead and start adding the phrase. So I'm gonna say Diabla come. After I say Diabla come, I'm going to tap immediately after. This is, will be explained at the end of the video why we're gonna do this. But I'm gonna say Diabla come, tap, and then continue to tap if she's still not coming towards me. So right now, the leash remains slack. Diabla come, tap, 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 tap. Good. I went up to 76 for that when she turned towards Elias. Good, move back. Oh, she's got it, I didn't tap. And good girl. Good. Break. Good, so slack leash again. Diabla come, tap, 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 tap. Good. Good girl. Hold right here. And then here, move back, tap. That's fine. Good. We'll lower it. And good job. Yeah. Good. Break. 3 more. Oh. Someone burped over there. Good. Just let her settle. Good. I'm at 50. I'm at 48, sorry. Diabla come, tap, tap. Good job. Good. Yes. Good job. 2 more. Break. Good. Sorry, don't really mesh. Diabla, come, tap. Yeah, good girl. And we're gonna do 1 more. Good job. Break. I think the owners were saying that Diabla really struggled with the recall. I can kind of see why. She doesn't really, it looks like she hasn't really done this before. She might have a foundation with like her, or maybe another trainer, but she can tell it's not like her strongest. Diabla, come. Tap. Good. Yeah, good girl. Good. Now here's just too far, so I'm gonna give it a tap to see if she'll close the gap. Tap. Okay, I'll give you 4 taps there. And good job. You can put her up. Place. Break. Do you need a flat? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good, so nothing out of the ordinary from Diabla. Or actually no, you can help start the play group and then you can take her for a walk. What? Yeah. What was I about to say? So yeah, nothing out of the ordinary just from knowing Diabla. So again, just remembering to move backwards, that's permanent. It's something you always want to do because if she can't hear you, she can see you. I think it's also like bringing her towards me. So when she saw me kind of moving backwards, you can see her tail wag a little bit, and then she'd get all kind of like more excited with the command. So just kind of keep it upbeat. Reel in your leash. Again, we don't want her to have 30 more feet to pass us or go anywhere else, or maybe if something startles her, we don't want her to run and get all that leash to pull you. So the reason why we do Diabla come tap is because if I was saying Diabla come and she came to me every single time, that's great. But if we have her off leash one day and then maybe she's, or actually Elias, I think we'll kennel her just to give her a break from like the muzzle. So it's not like gonna mess up her nose. Because how long has she been doing duration work?
Like 20, 30 minutes.
Okay, we'll just give her a break from the muzzle. What was I about to say? If she's off leash smelling, and you say Diabla come, and maybe at first she's not responding and she's still kind of doing her own thing, so that means you have to tap. So what if we say Diabla come, and then she doesn't come, and then she's making her way towards you, but then you tap as soon as she decides to make that choice, so technically you tap too late. We want to let her know that no matter when we tap, it still means to follow through the command. She didn't really have like any sort of, she didn't show a foundation of come, so I wouldn't even kind of see it happening at all. So that tap was needed either way, but it's more if like she's comfortable with it, and then one day, Diabla come, and she's coming to you, but then you tap, like what's she gonna do? Dogs may shut down, which is lay down or run the opposite way, so those are all possibilities. So then when we're doing it now, when we practice recall, or when you practice recall as well, we're letting her know that no matter when I tap, you need to come to me. This is only for a little bit, like just in the beginning of your recall. So like once you know that she'll come to you no matter what, is when you can stop. This isn't forever. So when you're practicing, you can have this set up if you like. If it's just you, what you want to do is just kind of get rid of that short leash, just use a long leash. And then when you're practicing at places and everything, which you don't want to drill it out. So you don't want to do like 6 recalls day 1, 6 recalls day 2, 6 recalls day 3, because what can happen is Diabla's not going to really want to leave your side. She's going to be too glued to you and too paranoid. So you want to keep that balance of like freedom and roaming around, and then and then doing your recalls. So you want to be spontaneous with it. So in the beginning, maybe do 3 recalls, and then that's your day 1. The next day, don't do any recalls. Get her used to just having fun and running around. The next day, third day, do like 1 recall in the beginning, and then the whole time she's free roaming, but then at the end, recall and then heal and you go home. So always mixing it up for her, just so you're not causing too much cautious behavior, excuse me, jeez, in Diabla. Other than that, also keeping the short leash on when you're the long leash on always when you're practicing recall, especially for the beginning, because sometimes owners get too comfortable and want to get rid of the leash. So there's phases to getting to off leash. There's the short leash phase, long leash phase, then the long leash is dragging, then there's no leash in an enclosed area, and there's no leash in an unenclosed area. So you need to do all these steps. You also need to make sure that Diabla, no matter what the circumstance is, that she will come to you. Other than that, she did really good, nothing out of the ordinary. At the end, it was just Diabla come, tap. She immediately turned and came to me. She only had 2 moments, I think, where she wanted to go hide behind Elias, but other than that, it was easy to kind of flush her out. So that's good. That's good to see. Like overall in her training, is that it's easier to get her out of those moments where she just wants to shut down or avoid pressure.